The clock will start after the first formation lap, and Alex Fack will be the driver that will lead them across the line with Leighton Fury alongside him on row one of this grid. Yesterday's winner, Nico Handke, will line up next with Salman Owega, the new champion for company, on row two of the grid. And then Salman Ovega's sister car, Jonathan Cecotto, lines up in fifth with Moritz Verskirchen alongside. It's Mercedes versus Ford Mustang on row three of the grid. Juliana Holzem, one half of the Holzem twins, has Eduardo Cosseteng for company, and Eduardo will be looking for a better day after a really difficult time yesterday. Finn Zulauf lines up on row 5. Alain Valente for company there in the Land of Motorsport Audi. On row 6, Leo Pickler has John Paul Southern. Great to have him back on the grid this weekend in GT Masters. And then on row 7, Emil Yerdrum, and a torrid qualifying for Max Rice in the third of the HRT Mustangs lines up. ADAC GT Masters is go, and Alex Fack stepping off that pole position, beating Leighton Fury quite easily into turn 1, but all hell is breaking loose out behind. Salman Owega alongside Nico Handke. Every driver knows that bunched up like this is a great opportunity to make up places, but already the first two actually breaking clear of the fight for third and fourth, and then a big gaggle of cars all fighting through. Moritz Verskirchen was looking very useful in that Mercedes earlier. Max Rice, after the rubbish qualifying, well, he's taken to the grass to try and get past there. He certainly made plans to move forward, and he's already made up several places. He's going to go three abreast into the hairpin further back, but for the lead, Leighton Fury with a little look on the inside of Alex Fack, doesn't make it stick, but so many drivers pushing. But look at Max Rice in the red and white Mustang further back, fighting hard, pushing his way forwards. Everybody fighting for those positions. Jonathan Cecotto has the number 11 car, number 10 car, Eduardo Cosseteng for company, and Cosseteng, see him picking up a slipstream as they head along the Parabolica, and also Jonathan Cecotto trying to come back. Eduardo Cosseteng, BMW versus Mustang, a corner here that is taken absolutely flat out, turns 4 and 5, then into the hairpin, the heavy braking. Juliano Holzem to the inside as well, so Holzem pushing forwards, but there's a lot of fighting for position here. Jonathan Cecotto was in that 6th place.
Down to just 90 kilometres now as they're about to slam on the brakes down into the Spitzkehre. These two, if they start to fight each other, you know, third and fourth are not that far behind. Handke and Owega can still get involved in this battle for the lead.
And in the previous lap, Salman Owega was the quickest in Sector 2. And if you're going to be quickest in any sector, Sector 2 is the one to do it on, because it's quite a lot bigger than Sectors 1 and 3. It's a little way back in the number 21 car that he shares with Janis Fitcher. Out of turn 17, out along the pit straight we come once again. And then toward turns 1 and 2, here's Cecotto. Little look to the inside. Giuliano Holzem shows himself to the inside. Under braking, and Holzem's got it wrong under braking. He's gone very deep into the corner. That's allowed Cecotto to move to the inside. Then the drag race out of the hairpin towards turn 7 and then to turn 8, the left-hander.
Subtle with the way you're driving it. You can't be over-aggressive. And Owega, with all of his experience, now a double champion, is getting the most from that car. 4th place, though, he is falling away from Nico Handke's Audi.
It is a steep learning curve for the entire team as they get to grips with that car. On the previous lap, Salman Owega was the quickest of anybody in Sector 2. Nico Handke in Sector 1. And what immense skill from Leighton Fury, the South African driver who wishes to emulate Kelvin and Sheldon van der Linde, Jordan Pepper, his fellow countrymen. Leading the way here in the ADAC GT Masters in the number 11 car. He's had 2 wins already with Tim Zimmerman this year, one at Zandvoort. You ain't going to be on the track to take advantage of that 15-second shorter pit stop. As we look at Leo Pickler in the number 14 car, still fighting for the podium in the championship. So, in 2nd place at the moment, having relegated Leighton Fury and Tim Zimmerman yesterday, but with Leighton Fury and Tim Zimmerman in the position that they are in at the moment, courtesy of Leighton Fury, well, to the inside of Alain Valente, so that is 10th place, but it still will see them drop back down to 3rd place in the championship for the drivers. So Alain Valente, a wise pilot, Leo Pickler still very much getting to grips with the world of GT3 racing in towards turn 8. Has a little look to the outside but can't really take it the long way around. But if he can hold it long enough, he'd have the inside for the next corner. But Valente in the Audi looks to have him covered off at the moment. So I have a feeling that Alex Fack is going to stay out as late as possible. I reckon Leighton Furry, with a clear track in front of him, is going to try and leave it late in the window as well before he hands over to Tim Zimmerman. Lots of fighting further back. Moritz Viskersen is now closed in on Eduardo Kozatek, so this is for 7th place. So keeping to the speed limits, Juliana Holzem getting ready to exit the car. Sandra Holzem will help him out, and his twin brother will exit the car. He will jump in. They're very similar builds, so they don't need to change seat inserts. There's an advantage. So the Holzems are in. Also, the new champions, Salman Owega handing over to Finn Wiebelhaus. Eduardo Kozatek handing over to Julian Hanses. Moritz Viskersen handing over to Yanis Fitcher. Max Rice handing over to Nicholas Callas. Leo Pickler handing over to Simon Birch, and Finn Zulav in as well. He's got Simon Conner-Prim, who is going to take the baton of the number 33 Powell Motorsport Lamborghini. It's all looking very quiet, but of course, with that minimum pit stop time, you can't just go and park up at the white line. You've got to wait, you've got to back time it.
I always think with the driver that's second in, you're thrown straight in at the deep end, aren't you? You don't get any time to warm up and sit on the grid or anything like that. And Fack gets through, puts a lap up now on Yanis Fitcher, maybe, because Fitcher's trying to come back at him to try and get that lap back. And Alex Fack could do without this, but he just about squeezes through on the Schnitzel on Mercedes. Had guest appearances in the Porsche Carrera Cup Italy, even had a guest appearance in the Porsche Super Cup on the world stage racing at Monza.
Oh, it's a wild moment there for Simon Birch. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, another Porsche that's been pushed hard, wasn't it? Simon Birch there. The Nico Hanke, Dennis Bulatov Audi looking at the track map. So they're just heading into the Spitzkehrer now. Just coming out of the left-hander at the Parabolica is the Audi. So I reckon that gap, which was less than 2 seconds, is more like 3 now, probably. So it can also gain you, quite a bit of time. So good job there, I would say, done by Leighton Fury, and a good job done getting straight up to speed by his teammate, Tim Zimmerman, who's had 5-6 years now racing in GT Masters, plenty of experience. He comes through the shot, and you can see that it's much closer than it was before the pit stops between 3rd and 4th, the Audi.
Oh, but he's giving it absolutely everything. You can see the picture on the left-hand side of your screen looking at Alexander Schwarzer, just focused, trying to focus on what's ahead, not getting distracted. We're looking down at the hairpin. Denis Bulatov challenging for position as well. We're looking back from Tim Zimmerman. So Bulatov, sorry, that's Finn Wiebelhaus in the Mustang. So Dennis Bulatov and Finn Wiebelhaus. We could have quite a scrap for the podium positions at the end of this, although Tim Zimmerman has a fairly wild ride. Oh, calm down, everybody. Out of turn 12, he kept it out of the gravel. So, yes, he is pushing. I think we can confirm he's pushing, isn't he? Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, Wiebelhaus was really quick through that middle sector. 46.7 for Zimmerman, 46.095 for Wiebelhaus. So, yeah, need to run through the Spitzkehrer. Plenty of grunt with the Mustang, the V8. Good effort. So, overall, they go through the line. 141.1 for the leader, Schwarzer 140.1.
As a result of the second place yesterday, not looking to have the pace that he was probably expecting. Nicholas Callas ahead of him in the Mustang. Meanwhile, Yanis Fitcher challenges Dennis Fetzer. Fetzer in the Mustang. Yanis Fitcher with the tighter line into turn 17, steals it away with relative ease, and that's exactly what Simon Birch does as well.
So good scrap going on there. 3.8 seconds less than now, covering all 3 of our front runners into the Spitzkehrer. They go. The Porsche of Alex Schwarzer, the BMW of Tim Zimmerman, and the Mustang of Finn Wiebelhaus. Then it's the Audi of Dennis Bulatov.
The Mustang is filling his mirrors and is going to be challenging out along the Parabolica. Wiebelhaus will not want to waste any time moving to the inside, under braking into the hairpin. He takes that tighter line. Zimmerman takes it deep into the corner, tries to cut back, but Wiebelhaus has the grunt on the exit of the corner. Now will Tim Zimmerman be able to come back at him into turn 7 and then to the left-hander into turn 8? No, he won't, because Wiebelhaus has got the job done.
No hesitation whatsoever here. And again, it's difficult to get that right because you're so hard on the brakes from such a high speed. Who is looking very rapid, former Danish karting champion who won the inaugural Portimao 6-hour race at the start of the year alongside Tom Callender for Razoon. Tom got his best result so far in the DTM in his first season. Here is Finn Wiebelhaus O'Brien about to go for it.
Interestingly, Alexander Schwarzer indicated left as they came around at turn 4 towards turn 5. I think Schwarzer saying, I'm not going to put up a fight. I'm not in the same battle as you. As we ride on board with Tim Zimmerman once again out of turn 12 towards turn 13. The Sachs Curve, a fairly banked corner. Don't really see that much that it's banked when you're looking at it on TV, but they carry a fair bit of speed, but you can also get it very wrong there. Turn 14 and 15 into 16, keep it within the track limits. There's not much grip out there. Out of 17 they come. So now out past the pits, will Zimmerman make a move here, or will he wait till the exit of turn 2 before he decides to pounce on Alexander Schwarzer? He's not getting the job done yet. Around turn 1 they come, towards turn 2. Now is going to be his opportunity. Schwarzer, I don't think, is going to put up much of a fight. He moves to the inside, ducks to the outside to get the racing line around the corner. It was here that he allowed Finn Wiebelhaus plenty of room. So Schwarzer in that second place in the Porsche. Here he comes out along the Parabolica once again. Zimmerman in the slipstream will duck to the right-hand side, under braking in towards the hairpin. The two cars running side by side, but an easy second place to Tim Zimmerman. Alexander Schwarzer deciding that discretion is the better part of valor, not getting involved in a battle that's not his to win.
Although now he comes back at the BMW coming out of the corner, but eventually tucks back in behind him. Yeah, he knew he wouldn't be able to fend him off long. This was then second place changed hands. Zimmerman on board, carrying the momentum down the inside. Battle for fourth in the championship involves Bolotov and Hanke in the Audi and the Holzem twins in the BMW. There's only a couple of points between them at the moment. So 2 more points if you can finish third in the race rather than fourth. Extra incentive for Bolotov and Hanke. They've had more race wins this season, so if they tie, they will finish ahead of the twins for fourth in the championship. Bolotov sending a lot of speed there around the Nord curve. Spies his opportunity, and because it's Dennis Bolotov, he never hangs around, does he? He goes for it straight away, down the inside. Great move at turn 2.
Yeah, I'm not waiting, he says. Just get on with it. And that's exactly what he's done. So he shuffles Schwarzer off the podium and moves up into that third place.
Out of Alex Schwarzer, he went, or Schwarzer got back at him. This was the move, wasn't it? Really good from Bolotov down the inside. Don't see too many moves into turn 2 like that, but it was really good.
So I think Simon Birch unusually subdued, I would say, the car that won the first 2 races of the season. Schwarzer, well, he's not letting Bolotov just get away with it. You saw him closing in, under braking, the head into the sun, right in the eyes of the drivers here on this autumn, late afternoon, autumnal day at the Hockenheim Ring. Birch having to come back. He's in that 10th place at the moment. Wants to finish the season off on a high, now challenging that Mustang. Remember, this is the car that won the opening 2 races of the season at the Lausitz Ring. Looked like they were going to walk the championship after the first round, but it's not been so easy ever since, and they're still waiting for that 3rd win. So now challenging in towards the hairpin, Nicholas Callas, the driver who had the injury on the eve of the Nürburgring endurance race. He crashed his e-scooter, damaged his leg, had to sit out around. We had David Schumacher in the seat of that car instead. He's focused on nothing but recovery for about 8 weeks to get back in the seat of that car, and he's bringing it to good use at the moment. He's into 9th place and retaken that position. There we go. Holzem in that very tricky Sachs Curve. It's caught a lot of people out this weekend across many formulas. Into turn 14 and 15 for the very last time. Wiebelhaus has already got the job done, and he's heading into 16, then into 17, out onto the pit straight. It's going to be a 3rd win of the season for the brand new champions of the ADAC GT Masters. Finn Wiebelhaus and Salman Owega, Tim Zimmerman, Leighton Furry holding on to that 2nd place despite a last-minute charge from Dennis Bolotov and Nico Handke, and Alexander Schwarzer and Alex Fack 4th place.
Make life comfortable, or more comfortable, on the run to the title. Confirmation of the results: Wiebelhaus and Owega ahead of Zimmerman and Fury. Bolotov and Hanke close behind in the end, but 3rd. Schwarzer, in fact, with another Pro-Am win. Now they get to celebrate with champagne. at the end of the podium for the 12th race of the season. Smiles all round, some happy drivers, a very, very happy team.